why you're in this group, because so you can get signals on how to trade, when to trade, and the kind of special cryptos that give you profit. Personally, I don't do I trade special information actually. Special information on crypto. I prefer to even hold long term because it gives much more passive profit instead of putting myself on high jump of trying to like make profits daily. Of course, some people do that. Some people trade daily, some people trade monthly, some people trade short term, long term, mid term, and all that. So the blockchain technology is just the intrinsic part of these cryptocurrencies. And it maintains what we call peer-to-peer network of computers. Like we're talking about super computers. It's not your usual typical computer on a normal day. We're talking about super computers. So next one we're going to talk about is if you hear block reward is actually the Bitcoin that the miners get rewarded with when they successfully solve a complex mathematics. Like to generate one Bitcoin, a miner have to solve a complex mathematics, and that Bitcoin they get is a reward. So it's called block reward. So that's another one. Now, what's the difference between support and resistance? Support. Resistance is like okay, let me support first. Support is like a buy point. It's like the best buy point. What's that buy point? You can enter a trade, and then you can sell off what we call a resistance. Resistance. Now, why is it called resistance? Remember, if you look at every house have a ceiling. No matter how much something is trying to go up, if it hits the ceiling, it will start going down. That's how it is. So no matter how much a price is at a ground level, it hits a particular point, it starts coming down. Remember, what you're trading in cryptocurrency is the volatility of the market. You're trading the volatility of the market. Not just you're trading you're buying at a low point and you're selling at a high point. That is what you're doing in a typical crypto trading scenario. So this support and resistance means buy point and sell point. At what point can I buy? That is support. And at what point can I sell? That is resistance. Now, if you notice on this exchange, you see that BTC is BTC, but on BitMEX, it is called XBT. It's just simply what will I call it? It means the same thing, just different figures for the both of them. So whenever I send a typical signal, when I say buy at and sell at, just know that the buy at or entry price is at the price where you can enter your trade. Now, for the sake of those that just entered recently, when you want to enter a trade, and then most of you use your phone to do this. Let's just see. Okay, let's simply click something else. This is Academy, this is Binance Academy. You can learn a whole lot from there. So this interface is definitely different from your typical mobile interface. So I'll share the links of previous classes in the group so that you can learn how to enter your trades and leave your trades and take your profits from those videos, especially for those that just joined newly. But I wanted to show you something. I'm waiting for this thing to finish loading. But while I wait for it, I'll explain to you what a candle is, a typical candle is. And in this is too. Well, another thing you should note, I know this is like too much information at a go. Too much information at a go, but you know, the more you expose yourself to these things, the more you become very conversant. You become very conversant with these things. So you don't, if you don't get it at a go, it's not a bad thing. Do you understand? All you just need is just constantly expose yourself to these things. Constantly browse these things. It's even nice for you to like have questions because you're looking for information, and you need clarification on them. It shows that you're trying to learn more. You're trying to like find out more how best to do these things. Everyone have their strategies because in cryptocurrency or in anything you're doing, strategies is key. The strategy you're using is very, very vital, very, very important. So I was trying to looking like this. All right, okay. Oh, I have plenty. Okay, let's use the basic interface. I don't know if any of you noticed a new tool that was added on Binance, that whereby you can easily convert what we call your one crypto to another. Like instead of selling off crypto, you can actually convert it directly without selling them off. I don't know if any of you noticed that feature on Binance. It actually makes it very easy for you to convert instead of just going to cancel off. Of course, there's not all cryptocurrencies that are available for this feature. So just like you saying that you want to convert BNB to BTC, so it will just give you the equivalent in BTC instead of going through the process of selling it off or anything. So if you notice now, it's not all the cryptocurrencies that are listed for conversion. It's just very few of them, and most of them are used as currencies. I just mostly cryptocurrencies that are used as pure currencies. Trying to show you. Now, to trade, of course, if I was using a phone, I'm using my system to do this, to show you this. If I was using a phone, it's much more better for you because you will understand it better. Because you will be using your own phone, interface of your phone, and it will be easy for you. So now, when we say trading pair, what's a typical trading pair? Look at this place, for example, XBTC. This is a trading pair. It means that you're using BTC to trade X. These are different markets. We have, if you look up here, you see we have BNB markets, we have BTC markets, we have alt markets, and we have all this. So let's take for example now, like which coin would I use now? So would I use now? Let's use NEO, for example. NEO. Now look, NEO has only one trading pair here. That is NEO BTC. NEO BTC. Now some coins have up to 2-3 trading pairs. So make sure what you're trading is BTC pair, not any other kind of pair. If you look at this, let me take you back. Let me take you back. This is BTC. All the coins that are paired with Bitcoin. These are all the coins that are paired with Bitcoin. That you can use Bitcoin to trade. And I don't know, for those of you that, I don't know if you're started using the Brave browser. If you have started using the Brave browser, you should soon start earning, I saw the coin right now, what we call basic attention token. You should soon start earning that token. Like if you're using a system, this, you look at my desktop now, you see the Brave browser. You earn basic attention token for just using the browser to browse. And at the end of the month, they credit you. And for you to be able to cash out, they have to link your account to what we call uphold account. So you're just earning back for just do your normal thing, for just surfing the internet. If you're someone that use the internet a whole lot, this really benefits you. You earn token, the basic attention token, just by doing this. So I will share the link again on the group so that if you want to know how to set it up on your phone, you can. You can also set it up on your system. Okay. So what was I even trying to explain? Now there are other markets. They have the BNB market. I want to show you that different pairs. So you make sure you're using BTC. Now if you see now, this is BNB. BNB, that's Binance coin being used to trade other coins. So make sure you stick it. What you're selecting is the coin slash BTC, not the coin slash another thing. Like if you look at this alt now, alt market, you see Omana, you see TRX, that's Tron, SRP, that's Ripple, you see Ethereum, and so that's like basically three of them: Ethereum, Ripple, and TRX. So just make sure you're using BTC pair and not any other kind of pair. So in generating cryptocurrencies, there are different what we call consensus mechanism. Consensus mechanism is just typically the principle guiding generation of new cryptocurrency. Like right now, for Bitcoin, for example, Bitcoin uses a consensus mechanism that we call proof of work. Why? Because in mining, what you're earning is, okay, I'm seeing message here. Oh, okay. All right, I'll get back to that. So in mining, what you're doing is you're getting your proof. When you get a Bitcoin, when the miners mine a Bitcoin, is a proof of their work. It's a proof of their work. Now, there are other consensus mechanisms that we'll call, there are so many of them, but I'll just lay emphasis on proof of work and proof of stake. Proof of stake is that you're earning other cryptocurrencies by staking another cryptocurrency. That's the saying, I want to invest 10,000 worth of 10,000 naira worth of NeoCoin, ONG or ONT or Steam, whatever coin that uses proof of stake, or Tezos. I want to invest this amount and I want to leave it. I'm not going to touch it. All you're doing is just going to hold it on the exchange. Now, what the exchange will do is to reward you with more of that token or another kind of that token as reward. So those rewards is like a proof of your staking. So these are like different consensus mechanisms that works in crypto, works in generating new cryptocurrency. So the let's say the cryptography is like if you notice some of the data that are on the blockchain network is just like they're not your normal language. That's why I really advise people that are into web development to look into blockchain development. Is a great field for anyone into web development. You'll make a whole lot of money there. You'll make a whole lot of money there. So in the cryptocurrencies are classified into different. I'm sharing lots of information this night. It's just like I'm trying to like give people the ABC of cryptocurrency, crypto trading, and all. So I'm touching different terminology that you might have heard in this space, so that you start getting familiar with them. And all. So in cryptocurrency, they have classifications based on what they function, based on what role they play in the crypto market or in the blockchain space. Now, Bitcoin and some of other cryptocurrencies function what we call pure currencies. That is, they only serve the purpose of buying and selling. They only serve the purpose of buying and selling. You just use them to pay for goods and services, and you get value for what you paid for. So then we have platform coins. Example of platform coins is Ethereum, which means you can build on it. We have Ethereum, we have EOS. You can build on it. So and what you can build is they're called decentralized application, the apps. And very soon, the apps is going to be the order of the day. Remember, we all are still early adopters of technology. It's barely 10 years old. So we are still early adopters of the technology. So even if you're joining it now, even if you're trying to learn it now, you are still very much on time. So I've tried to explain, a lot of technologies this night. Remember, when we say that the blockchain is decentralized, we just mean that there's no central authority, which means it's peer-to-peer. Nobody have a central control. So you cannot say a single person can come and overtake the network. No, it's not going to happen. For that to happen, the person have up to 51% control of the network, which is almost impossible. All right, someone is saying something on the group. Okay, for the rest of you get the video of I'm recording, so you get the video. All right, so that's like they will now have the blockchain also have what we call decentralized a feature term distributed ledger. Okay. No, like I said, the Bitcoin no. You can't build it. You can't create. New Bitcoins are generated through mining. Every other application built on Ethereum and the rest are decentralized applications. So you can't just new Bitcoin are just generated through mining. That's why I said it functions through a consensus mechanism called proof of work. So you can't say you're going to go and build Bitcoin. You only generate Bitcoin, which is what the miners do. But you can create applications on the blockchain network, on Ethereum, and you can create cryptocurrencies, you can create tokens on Ethereum, and you can receive those tokens in what we call an ERC20 wallet. That is why I told you people to, if you are following up in the group, I listed something that you need in order to qualify to receive an airdrop. And one of them is what we call the ERC20 wallet, like IAM token and Trust wallet. These wallets are compatible to receive any coin or token that is created on the Ethereum network. So we have the distributed ledger. We have distributed ledger. Distributed ledger blockchain is another feature of blockchain technology, which means that this, as an accountant, you have a ledger where you get in, where you receive debit and credit, where you receive debit and credit. The debit and credit appears on the ledger. But in this scenario now, everything has been done on the network. It's publicly known, publicly seen by people, and everybody can have access and see, but they can't change it. It's immutable. That's IMMUTABILITY. It's immutable. It has a feature called immutability, whereby you can't reverse anything on the blockchain network. You can't change anything on the blockchain network. So there are lots of things, but I'll just round up now by telling you the terminology in crypto space called DYOR, that is DYOR, which is do your own research. No matter what happens, please be interested in making money enough that you do your own research. I told you, I think I was mentioning in one of my classes where I said, Twitter is your friend, CoinMarketCap is your friend. In fact, I'll take a let me show you something. Eventually, I would show you how to use this. Let me show you. How to use this to know when to buy or sell. It is called on-chain analysis. How to use this thing, this matrix here, to know whether you have to buy or you want to sell. You want to sell this thing. Because if you're seeing now, it's just telling you that this thing is bearish. Now, remember what I said about bearish and bullish? That is, it's going down, it's dropping. How to use this thing. So that's like an entirely different class altogether. It's called on-chain analysis, and you can get it on CoinMarketCap. You can use it to know, okay, this is the direction the market is going. This is the direction that the coin is going. So if you look here now, it's showing you that 81% persons are holding Bitcoin and 12% people are out. Large hold, people are holding large quantity of cryptocurrencies are 11%, and price correlation is like 50-50, and holders composition in the last 1 minute is 10%, in the last 1 to 12 months it's 6%, and in the last 1 year. So people have been holding Bitcoin for a long time without even doing anything with it. They are preserving it for when the price goes to reach higher, and transactions that are greater than $100,000 is up to within the last 7 days. So this gives you information, gives you an insight whether should you enter a trade or should you leave the trade. Okay. Okay. Yes. Let me show you. It's here. I don't know if you can see my mouse. It's called Brave Browser. It's called Brave Browser. I think I must have mentioned it in the group. It has an app and it has a website. It has an app and it has a website. On the app, you won't see your earnings until March, at the end of the month, like a month after you started using the account. This is the browser. This is the browser. It's still loading. This is the pattern like. Opening twice. Oh, that's close one. So this is the browser. So now you've seen the browser, so you can install the app on your phone, or if you have a system, you can use it from the comfort of your system. So that's, yeah, this is the browser. And from the browser itself, you can buy Bitcoin from the browser. And you can see, so far so good. You know, I've barely used the app, so I've earned only, this is the value of what I've earned so far for the month. In the previous month, I think I earned about 3 bahts or so, because I barely use the browser. So imagine how much you make if you constantly use this browser as your default browser for your system and your phone. So I believe that I've exhausted some, did I say, oh boy, wow. Oh, it's fine. Okay, so if you have any question, you can bring forth the questions and I'll answer it now. But I will continue tomorrow with other, you know, terminologies in crypto trading that you need to be much more acquainted with. Okay, what's the question? Okay, I have less than 10 minutes, so please, can you just look below? You see, are you not seeing my mouse, the white mouse? Are you not seeing it? So, like a head of a tiger. I believe I mentioned this in the group. I believe I shared this in the group. I shared this particular thing in the group. Don't worry, I will send a screenshot in the group so you can know what I'm talking about. But it's Brave, BRAVE. This is the icon. So any other question so that I can end the class now? I believe you learned 1802 tonight. Like I said, I always advocate education in this space. Cryptocurrency is no quick money, but if you're well positioned, you're going to make a whole lot more from it. You're going to make a whole lot more from it. I know how long it took me. I gave my time to education, and today I barely make. I don't. It's not as if I don't make a mistake a time or two, but at least I'm better informed now than I was 2 years ago. So I think that should be that for tonight. Any other questions? I think we're down to 4 participants. All right, so all right, we're done with the class tonight. So if you have any more questions, you can share them in the group, and I'll attend to them. I'll share previous links of the of the classes, and I will upload this video to my YouTube channel, and you can access this video from there. I'll be holding a webinar very soon. So you will do well to attend the webinar also and benefit from the webinar. It's going to be a free webinar, more like enlightening you on the opportunities in this space. So if you have any more questions, just share them in the group and I'll attend to them as soon as I have the time. So thank you very much for your time this evening, and it was what the time. Do leave your feedback in the group. Thank you. All right, let me unmute also. All right, thank you very much. Good night, everybody. If you're not answering me, say good night.
Good night.
All right, good night. The address, so you have to copy. You have to copy from your Binance to your Luno, so you have to send the Bitcoin that you bought to your Binance. So each of this address is unique to each coin. Now, Bitcoin address on Binance is not the same Bitcoin address on KuCoin. like I said, I'll show you some other kinds of exchanges. Like I have an account here, BTC.com. I have a couple of coins that are traded on this exchange too. This is another exchange. Now, the Bitcoin address in Binance is different from the Bitcoin address in BTC. So which means you must pay attention. You must be sure that what you're copying, if you're going to deposit Bitcoin on BTC from Binance, you must be sure that what you're copying is Bitcoin. Because those address, it's just like saying, you want to come to my house. I give you a specific number. Come to number 4 unique lane. If you go to number 5 unique lane, you'll not find me. So those addresses are unique to each account, unique to each wallet, and unique to each exchange. So the next one is what we'll call altcoin. What are altcoins? Altcoins are every other cryptocurrency that is not Bitcoin. You know, I don't know whether any of you have heard about altcoins, alt season. This is alt season. Alt season is usually when the market is very good for altcoins, which are other coins apart from Bitcoin. Bitcoin is like the chief coin, the mother of all coins. Then you now have other coins. So they're more like alternatives. So they're called altcoins. And they include every other coin that is not cryptocurrency. So let me just take you people to this thing. Coin market cap. This is a place, like I told you, in your free time, come here and pick a random coin and read about it. You know, one day I'm going to teach people how to analyze coins using this particular site, for example. You can analyze coin, you can know a coin that is doing well and a coin that's not doing well. So this coin contains every cryptocurrency in the market, over 5,000 of them. Over 5,000 of them. So you can just come here and you pick random coin. This Ethereum is like the mother of altcoins. So you can come here and you pick this. Even from your app, if you want to know more about this coin now, everything here will show you. From this chart, you'll be able to tell, oh, this is how this coin has been doing all time. All time. So there was even a time that this coin got to more than $1,000. Before today, it's trading below $300 for one. So you can even come here, come check the news about it. What are the news surrounding this coin? These are various news surrounding this coin. I remember cryptocurrencies function on news, function on fundamentals. Like if you're interested in the market and you're very alert, you can make some trading decisions based on news, based on knowing what's up about this thing. So this place will give you information about this coin, how it has been doing over time, its market rank, volume, and all that. So you can even know what has been the price range. Like Bitcoin Ethereum has gone up since yesterday to now, and I've given a $6 benefit. So altcoins are other coins apart from Bitcoin. Now we have another exchange that I will have to teach you people sometime later is what we call BITTREX, leverage trading. Leverage trading is a form of trading whereby whether the market is going up or down, you make profits. Remember, in normal spot trading, that is what you do on this particular exchange. This exchange does if you look at you're seeing spot trading, they will not have other kinds of trade. Like now have futures and leverage tokens. They now have other ones. So this is what we do. Spot trading is what we do. Like we do on the spot trading. whereby you predict that a coin is going to go up. You buy when it's low and you sell when it's high. But in leverage trading situations, you are trying to take advantage of the market, however the market goes. So you predict that the market is going to go up. You predict that the market is going to go up. You take your position. Now, if you're predicting that the market is going to go up, you take what we call a long position. You long the coin. So long positions are buying a specific cryptocurrency with an expectation that the coin will go up. Then when you're taking a short position, you're taking a short position with the expectation that the coin will go down. So either way, the most important thing in leverage trading is making an accurate prediction which way the market is going. Remember, in leverage trading, it's very much easy to lose money because it's more risky. People get liquidated easily with leverage trading. So we've talked about now long position and short positions. Now, in the recent event whereby there was halving, a lot of people look at the benefits, the good side, from the good side of halving, but they forget that when the quantity of Bitcoin that is being generated by the miners reduces, transfer fees, that there are lots of transfer fees. Lots of transfer fees becomes involved, and which means if you try to transfer, normally if they're charging you $1 to move one crypto to another, they don't start charging like up to $2-3 to do that same this thing, because the miners have to eat, they have to pay for electricity. Mining cryptocurrency is not cheap. That's why you can barely sit in this country. You need constant electricity like 24/7, and you need heavy duty equipment that have to do high processing ability and high processing unit. So that is what did I just explain now. So another thing I'll explain again is airdrop. I think I talked about it in the last class, where airdrops are free coins. You get some coins for free, and when they get listed on an exchange, you make money from them. Now, in a much broader term, airdrops are, let me use this coin for example. Let me use one coin on this exchange, for example. Let me use Litecoin, for example. Let's just say that when the people that created Litecoin now, when they created the coin, they made a particular, to increase awareness about this coin, to increase the number of people that are going to adopt this coin, that will trade this coin, and probably show long-term interest in this coin. They decided to do what we call airdrop, whereby they offer a quantity, like most cryptocurrencies have what we call fixed supply. That is, they have, of course, they cannot just produce limitless quantity. They will definitely produce maybe like, let's just say 200,000, and they want to sell that 200,000. On their own end, they will be making profit. But to increase awareness, they not said, okay, out of that 200,000, let us give 50,000 for free. But we won't just give it for free to those people. We are going to give them one or two tasks to do. And usually these tasks are hardly far from retweeting a post, liking a page on Facebook, joining a Telegram channel, joining a Telegram group. They are hardly far from that. It's hardly actually far from that. Yes, like one of the ambassadorship that my younger brother got from South Korea came from airdrop. He took the airdrop so seriously. That was way back in 2018. He took it very serious. And all of us were like, what are you doing? I just couldn't see myself going to those whole hassles, and stress of always engaging in a Telegram group and all, and managing the community and stuff. But he took it very personal, and guess what? He got it. And to win that ambassadorship, you're going to win $2,000 worth of their tokens. That was what my brother earned as of that time. And till today, my brother still have connections with those people from South Korea. So sometimes, it's just that these days, we barely have very legit airdrops, but there are still airdrops. So you can earn money from legit airdrop. Like this thing, CoinsBit. CoinsBit is doing an airdrop now called CNG. They did CNB last year, and they're doing CNG. They're giving out CNG tokens that you can trade on their exchange. Let me see if I can. I won't log in. I'll just like show you what it looks like. Their website looks like. Maybe I'll share my own link so that now. One of the things that also qualifies you from some of this is to verify your identity. Most people are going to benefit from this CoinsBit. This thing is people that do what they call your KYC, your verifying your identity using your national ID or your driver's license or your international passport. So I will share a link on this for those of you that have not done this yet, and you can sign up. So if you read from here now, you will see that they're trying to honor their second anniversary, and they launched a biggest repair program called the CNG airdrop. And so eventually this token is supposed to be a gaming token that you can use to play online games in casinos, online casinos and the likes of it. So eventually you'll be able to trade this crypto, this token on their exchange. So they are saying that if you register on the site from 2002 to 2005, you receive $300 worth of airdrop in CNG token. So isn't that awesome? Do you know how much $300 it is? So let me see if I can. Okay. Now, okay. Now look at the instructions they are giving. So to be able to earn this is between February and May, which means after this May now, this airdrop will end. And people that were able, so I see you have to pass the KYC. You have to pass the KYC, which means you have to verify that you're human and you're from a legit country. So you have to use a verification document to do this. So if your account was registered before this date, and the only way to get it is to participate in the FAIR program. So those new persons now automatically gets this, or they have to just verify. So if any of you now signs up for this airdrop, you automatically qualify for this, especially when you verify your identity using your either your national ID. Note that they won't accept that paper Nigerian national ID. You have to have like legit national ID, or you use a driver's license, or use your international passport to do this. So what's the next thing I want to explain? Next one is what we call arbitrage. Arbitrage is buying a coin at a cheaper price on an exchange like Binance, and you're selling it at a higher price let's just say on HIT BTC. All right. I'm almost timing now. So if this times out, if this class times out, please just rejoin with the same link. Just rejoin with the same link. I have less than 9 minutes to go. I have less than 9 minutes to go. So when it times out, just join back with the link again and you continue where we stopped. So arbitrage is buying, probably a coin is cheap here. Let me see. Maybe a coin is cheap on Binance, but you now find out that the price on his BTC is a bit higher. So you can move the cryptocurrency from Binance to his BTC and make profit. So next, that's what we call arbitrage trading. Most times you have to actually know how it works. If not, it's just go against you. You will just end up losing money moving one cryptocurrency to the other. So if you don't really know how to go about this thing, you just stay away from this particular one. Now there's a terminology that we use in crypto space called asterisk. When you say you've been asterisk, it just means that you ended up losing all your trading equity because of wrong trading decision. Now, you can get easily asterisk in BitMEX. You can get easily asterisk on BitMEX, whereby they have what we call, BitMEX has what we call a liquidation point. Let me log in and show you. So asterisk is a term used to say that you lost all your funds to that trade. You lost all your funds to that trade. This one is static. Okay. Did I enter in the money? I've not even moved. Nice. So this is a typical this is BitMEX. Yes, they won't accept it. They won't accept. So it has to be. So that was like me. I had to use my international passport to do it. On all the exchanges I'm on that requires KYC, I use my international passport to do it. But when I did my CoinsBit last year, I was able to use my voters card. So, you can use a voters card. You can try out the voters card, but these days, some people have been having challenges trying to use a voters card to do it. But for the rest that I've been doing, I was just using my international passports to do the KYC. So, so getting as Drake, like I was trying to explain, it's entering a trade here. Maybe you predicted that the Bitcoin will go up, so you decide to like buy long, only for it to start going down, and you lose all your trading equity. Now on this thing, leveraging, don't worry, I'm going to teach BitMEX trading someday for some, but BitMEX is for people that have liver. I'll teach you all the necessary principles and techniques. I actually have a book on it too that you can read and learn how to trade this thing. So the next thing we're going to look at is a term called, when you see ATH and ATL, ATH means all-time high and all-time low. Like all-time high is like you check on a chart, you'll be able to tell, okay, let me use this thing for example. Let me use Ethereum for example. Now look, from the chart now you can see that at this point, at the price of 371 USD, let's see, this was the price as of this point. No, okay, this was the value in USD, and it was the value then in Bitcoin, of which the same value now is worth much more now. than how it was then. Back in 2017, the value in dollar was 371, while the value in dollar was 371, while the value in Bitcoin there was 0.144122249. But today, this same quantity of Bitcoin is now worth much more. But as of this time, yes, when it hits, this is the all-time high. The all-time high here is 1,301 USD. That's like the highest price that a coin have done in the whole of its history. That is all-time high. The all-time low is the lowest low that a coin have done in its history, of which in this scenario it's $1. $1 can be said that you can say that Ethereum have done an all-time low of $1 and an all-time high of $1,301. So we have 3 minutes to go. Now, I don't know, some of you must have heard what we call bear and bull, bearish market and bullish markets. When the market is bullish, when the market is bearish. Okay, someone's asking a question. Okay. All right. Okay. Another question. So, in bullish and bearish markets, in bullish market, the market is going up. In bearish markets, the market is going down. Now, in a typical candle, you can use the candles. Like, look at this candle now. The green candles represent bullish. The red candles represent bearish. And now, I don't know if any of you went through the image I sent to the group that explained the typical candle. In a greenish candle, the opening price is at the bottom of the candle and the closing price is at the top of the candle. While in a bearish candle, the opening price, you can check the opening price at the top of the candle and the closing price at the bottom of the candle, because in a bullish candle, you are saying that the price was going up. So it is understandable to say that the opening price will be down, then you start going up. But in a bearish situation, the price was actually going down. The price was actually going down. So you're saying that the price there from at a particular point and started going down. So in a typical chart like this, you just note that the green candle means bullish, the red candle means bearish. These two animals are used because of their movement. The way a bull runs with the horns and the way a bear runs with the head going towards the ground. That's why they use these two animals to identify the market movement. So I believe some of you already know what Bitcoin is, which is Bitcoin is like the first decentralized cryptocurrency to ever be created by Satoshi Nakamoto. And Satoshi is the unit of a cryptocurrency. So we have less than 1 minute to go. So if this thing times out, just make sure you re-enter with the same link. So a Bitcoin is like the baba of all the coins, like the most used. It had the highest dominance in the market, which you can even see. You can see here.